Welcome, my friends of the interwebs. This is not going to be a political video. So if you're into the political scene and that's what you're tuning in for, well, I'll just throw in this. Barack Obama sucks, but you're not going to hear that today. Well, you just did, I guess. Anyway, I wanted to do a couple of updates. One of which is for those of you who have subscribed to my Epic Smash 88 YouTube channel, which was, for all intents and purposes, a foodie channel. It was a place where you could see my reviews on various heart-stopping goodness, and people seem to enjoy it. But I have not done one of those videos in a long time. Actually, I stand corrected. I've done about 5 or 6 of those videos. I've not posted them, and I want to share why that is. Well, let me tell you first. First, I just got back from Best Buy, and I picked a little something up. Okay, and that little something is called the Fitbit HR. Fitbit HR, and it is a activity tracker. It's a heart rate plus activity wristband. Every heartbeat counts. I'm going to do a little unboxing of this, and that'll be over on my other channel, on my Epic Smash 88 channel, which will double as a kind of a health and fitness channel also. But there will always still be food reviews, restaurant reviews, and other kinds of goodness, cooking stuff maybe at some point. But it'll also be some fitness stuff. Now, why? Why? I'm going to let you guys in on something because I've kind of kept it quiet, and I'm going to tell you why I went out and I spent all the money for this. But by the way, you can get these at Best Buy right now for right around $150. You can get them a lot cheaper on Amazon. They did match an Amazon price. Actually, I got this for $139, but you could truthfully get it cheaper, even cheaper than that. That's the HR. Now they make the Fitbits. If you're not interested in a heart rate counter or monitor, you can get these for under $100, and they'll do all kinds of stuff. But you'll see all that over on the other channel. There'll be a link to that underneath. So why? Why am I spending the money? Well, about a month ago, almost a month ago, I had a doctor's appointment, and usually I get my blood work done, and for you younger guys, when you get to be an old bastard like myself, there's all kinds of medications you're on, and you have to get blood work to make sure the medication you're on is not screwing up your liver, this, that, and the other thing. And so, usually, us fat bastards, we get some kind of diabetes issue or sugar issues or glucose issues, insulin resistant type shit, or otherwise known as type 2 diabetes. And so, you get your A1C checked and all that crap. So I had an appointment to get my blood work done on a Monday, and that following Friday, 4 days later, I was to see my doctor, my primary care physician. And a little background, I had a heart attack at 36. There's videos on that. And I have a damaged heart because of that. I have some ischemia, which is just basically a scar on my heart, which does give me some issues, but you would know the way I treat myself. Anyway, so yeah, blood work on a Monday, and then that Friday I was going to go see my doctor. Well, I had the blood work on Monday, and then Tuesday, my phone rings, and it's my doctor's office. It's my doctor's office, my primary care physician, and the message I got was, because they didn't answer it actually, I was unavailable. And so they left a message, and they basically said, look, we got your blood work results back, and we need to see you right now. You need to call us ASAP. Which, not the message you want to have to listen to on your voicemail. So I called them up, and I said, what's going on? They said, well, your A1C is insane, and the doctor wants to talk to you. And I'm like, see, now listen, diabetes runs in my family. It does. It runs in my family. It is it's a plague. It is a plague on my family. And I had a cousin that went blind at 24, died at 25, complications of diabetes. I had a cousin who died at 50. He had lost one of his legs, and once they start chopping away at you with diabetes, it doesn't stop. And several other cousins that and I'm talking first cousins who have just a slew of issues. Now, my blood sugar for the last several years has been a little high. Ever since I quit smoking. When I quit smoking, I gained a bunch of weight, and then, it's like a domino thing. So I've been struggling with that. I'm on Lipitor, which now they tell you will actually give you type 2 diabetes, which, yeah, I think these pharmaceutical companies, they give you one drug, and then they end up pocketing money by treating you with 3 other drugs for the symptoms that the first drug caused. That's a whole another video. So anyway, I go into my doctor's office, and he's like, look, you're going to die. You're going to die. He's like, you need to be on insulin. Now, I had been controlling my diabetes through diet, exercise, wink, wink, and, for the most part, taking pills. Metformin, some other shit, metformin, and Glimepiride, Glimepiride, Glimepiride. And that, for the longest time seemed to work, but for whatever reason, things just went off the tracks, went off the rails. So he says to me, he goes, you got to do insulin. Now listen, I didn't want to do insulin because all my cousins who did insulin ended up either really severely messed up or dead. And so I'm like, look, I don't want to do the insulin. I want to try to beat this thing. I mean, and I'm serious about it this time. He's heard this shit from me probably 4 or 5 dozen times. But I told him, I said, look, give me he said, hey, I'll tell you what. I will let it slide for 2 weeks. You come see me in 2 weeks. If it looks like you're making progress, getting back into physical condition, losing weight, and we take. He wanted me to keep track of my blood sugars. Several times a day, I had to take my blood sugars with one of these little things, this little meter thing. And so yeah, I mean, I did a pretty good job of that. I checked my blood sugar 3 or 4 times a day. The fasting blood sugar in the morning, and then throughout the day, before and after meals and things like that. And I had a pretty detailed sheet of what was going on with my blood sugars. I even documented what types of food I ate, and then the after meal, a couple hours afterwards, see how that reacted. I mean, it was probably the most thorough patient record keeping he'd probably ever seen. And but things were looking better. They were still not good. I mean, my fasting blood sugars in the morning, which had been in the 400s, was now in the 200s. And there were a couple of them actually that did much better than that were like 139. Now, in case you don't know, you want your fasting blood sugars to be under 100. Yeah, I was a long way from that. I'm still a long way from that. But what I did was I went to because most of you, if you followed me at all, you know that I have a pretty hardcore gym in my garage. I have a home gym, but in the wintertime it's way too cold to be out messing around with that, and it takes forever to heat the garage up. When I built the garage, I never really had intended on it being a gym, so it wasn't insulated. I never insulated it because at that time I just needed something to keep snow off my cars. So anyway, I joined a gym. And I went to I went there. I was very serious about it, and I got on the treadmill, and it did seem to have a positive effect on my blood sugars, on my glucose level. So, but listen, I used to be very fit. I used to work out a lot. Obviously, if you've seen my gym, nobody buys that kind of equipment unless they're serious. And I was very serious at that time in my life. So anyway, I told myself, I needed to stick this out, and I have. And for the last month, I'm up to. I just got back. Well, I went to the gym, and then I went to Best Buy because at the time, I've been kind of thinking in the last few weeks about getting one of these fitness trackers, one of these Fitbit type. There's a ton of them out there. Jawbone makes one. There's a ton of them. There's a ton of them out there. And each one has different little things about it. I like this because it's a heart rate monitor, although they're not the most accurate. But I don't exist. It's not a diagnostics piece of equipment. So as long as it's, oops, sorry about that, battery died. Anyway, so I didn't know, I don't expect them to be uber accurate, but anyway, a month later, I decided I needed to up my game. I needed something to help motivate me. And what this thing will do is, well, it does a lot of things, a ton of things. But one of the things it does is it counts your steps. It counts your movements. It's got software that you can take a look at your daily activity. It'll keep track of your sleep, all kinds of stuff. And to me, it's just like a motivator. It gives me something that I can use as a benchmark. If you wear it 24/7, you should get a fair outlook, or fair kind of outlook on what your health is all about. So we'll see. I'm gonna probably do some videos on that. There's a ton of Fitbit videos out there, but they're not mine. So yeah, I'm not really all that concerned about weight. Here's my theory. I'm gonna do everything I can do to get fit or get healthy, and everything else will take care of itself. The weight will take care of itself. I've not weighed myself in I don't know how long. I'm still a fat bastard, I know that much, but I'm not going to be a slave to the scale. That's not what I want to do at this stage. I just want to get healthy. When I first started working out, I did, and listen, by the way, primarily been doing just cardio. A lot of it, 95% of my workouts really have been just the treadmill. Just the treadmill. And when I first started out, I remember I did 20 minutes on the treadmill. My first day that I went to the gym, I did 20 minutes on the treadmill at about 2 miles an hour. And I did 20 minutes on the bike. I don't remember what pace or whatever, and that was it. And I'm like, I'm good. Now, the gym I belong to is fairly close to my house. So, I mean, on nice days, I would walk there. And so I would do that, and I went 5 days a week. And I mean, and it's kind of like, and now a month later, I just did an hour on a treadmill today at, between 2.5 and 3 miles an hour, which I know isn't running, but I'm not trying to run. I got a bad knee. Most of you know I've had 2 knee surgeries, so I'm not trying to do anything crazy, but an hour on the treadmill in the gym I'm at, they automatically put you in cool down when it hits that hour mark, which is fine. I keep my heart rate. I try to keep it. Now remember, I'm on Toper, which is a beta blocker, which lowers my heart rate anyway. But I try to keep it at about 130 or below 130. So if I'm doing 3 miles an hour and it gets up over 130, then I drop it down to 2.5, and then that usually brings it down to 117 beats per minute. So, but anyway, I'm making progress, and I'm going to try my best. I mean, I don't want to do insulin. I want to try to beat this type 2 diabetes, and it's going to take some discipline. It's going to take some work, and hopefully, the indicators are that my pancreas is still making insulin, which is the good news. Because a lot of times with type 2 diabetics, what happens is their insulin quits making, or their pancreas quits making insulin, and then they become basically a type 1 diabetic and insulin dependent diabetic, and I don't want to be that. So hopefully we'll see what happens. I know when I mean, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. I didn't say anything to anybody for the last month because I wanted to make sure that I could stick this out, and so far I've done great. I'm going to be going to Kentucky pretty soon, so I'm not going to have the gym, but I think my buddy that lives in my house down there, I think he belongs to a gym, so maybe he can have a guest. Or maybe I'll just take my hiking boots and climb up that damn mountain. Believe me, that'll kick some ass. So, anyway, yeah, check the link below to the Epic Smash 88 if you want to follow along with this. I will do a kind of an unboxing, a little closer review on this Fitbit HR. And it's the Charge HR. And we'll see what's what. Anyway, everybody, take care. See ya!